Good afternoon and welcome to the June 15th, 2026 meeting of the Gaston County Board of Education. My name is Josh Crisp and I'm proud to represent the Dallas Township and serve as the board chair. I would like to welcome everybody to the meeting. Tonight we would like to have the other board members introduce themselves, and I will start with Ms. Lovelace and we will conclude with Mr. Dedman, who is joining us on the phone.
Robbie Lovelace, Cherryville Township.
Todd Kinlaw, South Point Township.
Jana Smith, Gastonia Township.
Dot Cherry, at-large member.
A.M. Stevens, Riverbend Township.
Brett Moore, Crowders Mountain Township.
Jeff Ramsey, at-large member.
Thank you all. Before we have our invocation tonight, I would like to ask you to join me in a moment of silence, recognizing a past board member, Kemp Michael, who served 14 years as a member of the Board of Education from 1992 to 1996, and then from 1996 until 2008, where he was chairman of the board from 2000 until 2002. Mr. Michaels passed away in May and certainly left his mark on Gaston County, our schools, and on Mount Holly, the community where he lived, worked, and that he loved so much. We pause at this time to express our deepest sympathy to the family, friends, and colleagues of Mr. Kemp Michaels. Please join me. Thank you. And tonight I would like to ask Miss Laura Aubrey, Ebenezer United Methodist Church in Belmont, to offer our invocation. That podium right there. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Reverend Laura Auberry, and I serve at Ebenezer United Methodist in Mount Holly and also at Park Street United Methodist Church in Belmont as their youth pastor. I actually have to run to bowling after this, so apologize when I run out. But I've been invited to offer prayer in my tradition for this evening. Let us pray. Author of life, we give thanks for this day and for all that you have gathered here together this evening. We have gathered here out of love for the students and staff of this county, and we pray for them all, as they are all created in your image and reflect the characteristics of your goodness and love. We come together in support of them, praying for their success and the success of our schools. Holy Creator, we also pray for our school board members and county staff. We give thanks that they have answered this call to represent the community in the schools of this county. May their words speak to the needs of the community, giving voice to those without a voice. May they hear what needs to be heard and be guided by a spirit of love and creativity as they seek to answer the needs of the county. We lift up all of the speakers this evening, asking for a calming of any nerves that may be present. And to help us to remember that even when tensions might rise, we are here out of love for the people of Gaston County Schools. Blessed One, we also pray for all of our students and staff who live without. We pray for students who do not know when their next meal will be or where they will sleep tonight. We pray for teachers who take on second and third jobs as they seek to continue doing what they love while providing for students that they love. We lift these people up to you, praying that one day these things may no longer be our reality. And we end by lifting up all the teachers, staff, and students who are in a transition as they prepare for school starting in the fall. We pray these things knowing that you are with us in every moment, as you go before us and behind us and with us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Next, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Hushard to offer our Pledge of Allegiance and our character trait.
Thank you, Chairman Crisp. At this time, I'd like to call Brady Hubers up. Brady is a rising 11th grader from Highland School of Technology, and he has offered to lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance. So if everybody will stand. Salute and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Brady. And Mr. Chairman, we have no character trait for the month because we're giving the kids off for June and July.
I should have read that, thank you. Next on our agenda is to adopt the agenda for this evening.
I'd actually, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to request that we make an adjustment to the agenda.
Yes, sir.
I'd like for us to pull the discussion of closing Beam Intermediate from this agenda. Is my understanding that we're pretty close to getting funding finalized at the state level, as well as the commissioners and the Board of Education are working together to find additional funding locally. So I believe that right now is not the time for us to have this discussion. And I would like for us to see how the funding situation pans out before we make that decision.
So have a motion to approve the amended agenda by Mr. Stevens, second by Ms. Cherry. Any discussion on the amended agenda? Ms. Lovelace?
I do understand what Mr. Stevens is saying, that we are waiting to see about our funding, but this also was very concerning as far as the teachers and the administrators go at these schools in Cherryville, because if we wait until the next board meeting in July, they're gonna be going back to work just in a week or so, 2 weeks, I guess. And I just don't think that anybody would have the time. Hopefully, that's not going to be option C, but if it were to be option C, it does concern me about the teachers having time to relocate classrooms. And I would like to ask, if it's possible, if we find out about the funding prior to the next board meeting, may we have an emergency board meeting so that vote can take place? Just out of respect for our employees who would be affected by the decision that we make as a board.
Yes, ma'am, that is possible. We'd have to discuss that as we come to more information on that.
Okay.
But that is possible. So, motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of adopting the amended motion or amended agenda? Any opposed? Mr. Dedman? So 2 opposed. All right, the agenda is adopted. As amended, yes, ma'am. Next on our agenda is good news, and I'd like Mr. Higgins to come up and offer that good news for the system.
Good evening, Chairman Crisp, Vice Chairman Cherry, members of the board, Superintendent Houchard. We have several good news items to share with you for the month of June. First, we would like to recognize our outstanding school nutrition team for their dedication to serve children during the summer months. And at this time, we would like to invite Summer Dellinger, the cafeteria manager at Sadler Elementary, Sheila Hall, who is from our central kitchen in Lowell, Stephanie Riddle, the cafeteria manager at Bessemer City Middle School, and we have our school nutritionist, Margaret Cameron, with us. We'd like to invite them to come forward.
They are forward.
Here they are.
They are.
And I think Bessie Harvey is with us as well, our assistant superintendent for operations. While school may be out for the summer, our school nutrition staff continues to work hard to ensure that students have access to healthy meals. And I am talking about our summer meals program. And this summer, more than 40 meal sites are providing breakfast and lunch to children across our community. In addition, there are 4 non-congregate meal pickup sites that offer meal bundles. This includes 7 days of breakfast and lunch, allowing families to take the meals home for added convenience. During the first week of the program alone, this is the week of June the 1st, when we began the summer meals program, our school nutrition staff served 4,036 breakfast meals and 4,849 lunch meals. These numbers represent more than meals, however. They represent a commitment to caring for children and supporting families when school is not in session. The program also serves younger siblings in some cases, helping to ensure that even more children have access to nutritious food. We have one of our Celebrate plaques to present to school nutrition this evening, and we are grateful for their hard work, dedication, and compassion for our students. And please join us in thanking them for all that they do to make sure our children are fed, healthy, and ready to learn. And Miss Cherry has the presentation.
How many of y'all see our yellow buses this summer? And how many of you have noticed how many are out, and the children that are lined up and the families that are lined up getting their lunch meals and their breakfast in the mornings and in the afternoons? They're all over the county. We've been doing this for how many years now? Too many, she said.
It's worth it.
It is. It's amazing what they do constantly throughout the whole year, whether it's in our buildings or outside in parking lots, whether it be a church, whether it be a community center. They found a need years ago. I know it's been at least
I know it's been over 6. I've been
over 6
so
years.
it's been over that.
They make bag lunches, they make bag breakfasts, they make sure that as many kids that they see are fed. It's something that the nutrition department didn't have to do. You can ride around anywhere and you will see them in a bus handing out food for any child, whether they're in Gaston County schools or not. So it's heartwarming to me. It's heartwarming that we're able to do that and that we're able to take care of our children all year long, that they do this. They don't have to do this. So I can't thank y'all enough. It's just one of the many things that they continue to do to make sure that our kids are healthy during the summer and that they're provided for. So on behalf of the board, on behalf of all of us, thank you for everything that y'all do every day for Gaston County schools and beyond. So, who wants to hold? You can hold. You can hold. So I think that's
Their faces make them look their excitement.
Go this way.
It's Loveless. Go right around the front there, right around the front to meet and greet. It's Loveless. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Mr. Chairman, next we are going to turn our attention to the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Scholar Athlete Teams. And we have 2 schools that we are going to recognize this evening, and we will invite those schools to come forward individually. Both of the schools were recognized by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association for earning Team Scholar Athlete State Awards, which are presented to honor both excellence in academics and athletics. The awards are presented this year. They recognize teams from the spring 2025 through winter 2026 sports seasons, and the teams competing during the spring 26 season, they will be recognized next summer. The Scholar Athlete Program recognizes individual varsity student athletes who achieve at least a weighted 3.5 grade point average during the participating semester. Varsity teams earn Scholar Athlete recognition by achieving an unweighted team grade point average of a 3.1 or higher. Schools receive team certificates, and each student athlete on the team, they receive individual recognition. In addition, the varsity team with the highest GPA in the state in its sport, regardless of classification, is honored at the annual State High School Athletic Association Award Celebration. The awards are sponsored by the Governor's Highway Safety Program through its Click It or Ticket campaign, and there are awards that are handed out. First place teams receive $250, second place teams receive $150, and third place teams receive $100. So now we would like to recognize our schools, and we will begin with the Highland School of Technology and the representatives that we have with us here from Highland. If you will come forward at this time. We have with us members of the volleyball team and the swimming team, and we have the athletic director, Cheryl Ward, and the principal, Susan Redmond, and some of the coaches, and there are others that are represented here this evening. We'd like to tell you that the Highland School of Technology earned the first place Scholar Athlete Team honors in baseball, boys golf, boys soccer, volleyball, cheerleading, and girls swimming and diving. The school also earned second place in softball, girls golf, and boys basketball, and third place in football. I believe it's a total of 10 Scholar Athlete Team Awards for Highland School of Technology. And so, Mr. Stevens, let's recognize them, and then we'll recognize our second school.
Well, I think the only reason that I'm getting to do this is because Mr. Dedman is not here. He actually was the principal at Highland. He would have fought me to be able to give this to this school, but he did. You guys don't only make him proud, you make us all proud. And it's one thing to be a great athlete, and it's another thing to be a great student. You guys do both, and we're so incredibly proud of you. You set a good example for not just your peers, but those that are coming up behind you. So I appreciate you guys maintaining the spirit of excellence there at Highland. And thank you for your leadership there. Yeah, we'll give them a hand clap again.
You won it, you did it.
If you guys will come around and
Students and representatives go around and greet the board. And Mr. Chairman, we now have another school we'd like to recognize for the state awards from the High School Athletic Association. And we'd like to invite the representatives from South Point High School to come forward at this time. And guys, you'll just make a line right there across the front so everybody can see you. These students are members of the tennis team at South Point High School. South Point earned 7 of the Scholar Athlete Team Awards from the state. First place in boys tennis, and these are the state champions from South Point. South Point also had second place honors in girls soccer, boys cross country, volleyball, girls basketball, and boys wrestling, and third place finish in cheerleading, a total of 7 awards for South Point High School. And Mr. Kinlaw has this presentation.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. So proud to see you guys up here. Some of you guys have been up here before. We hope that y'all that are sticking around will be back again and collect another award. On behalf of the Board of Education and Gaston County Schools, I want to say congratulations on your achievements both in the class and outside the class. Keep up the good work, and we look forward to seeing you guys back here receiving an award next year. So thank you very much. I'll let stand in the middle, that way the picture can be taken with you guys in the middle, and
The principal's with us, Dr. Allen's with us, and any other representatives from South Point like to join us?
That's what I said. Good job. Y'all come back next year. Volleyball's not here yet. We'll get shirts made next year.
And members of the board, I think it's important to say and to point out again that those awards not only recognize excellence in athletics, but it takes excellence in the classroom and academics to receive that state level award. So congratulations to both of those schools. That's right. Now we would like to turn our attention to the Hunter Huss High School Alumni Association and ask the representatives from the Alumni Association to come forward at this time. This year, the Hunter Huss High School Alumni Association, it's celebrating its 10-year anniversary. And representing the association are founder and president Shay Adams, vice president Michael Meeks, second vice president Larisha Smith, Jackie Crawford, a member of the class of 1992, and I understand a recent graduate Cameron Hope is involved with your organization as well. Over the past 10 years, the Alumni Association has contributed to the students and staff at Hunter Huss High School in a number of important ways, including support for various student enrichment activities, sports teams, teacher appreciation, celebrations for the graduating seniors, awarding college scholarships, and much more. We all know that our schools cannot do it alone. They need help from community groups, civic organizations, and alumni. The alumni from Hunter Huss are committed to supporting their alma mater and working to enrich the lives of students, teachers, and everyone associated with the Hunter Huss High School family. Tonight, we are very proud to honor the Hunter Huss High School Alumni Association for 10 years of outstanding service, and we are recognizing the association with one of our celebration plaques. We want to extend our heartfelt thank you for your hard work, dedication, and ongoing support of Hunter Huss High School. We sincerely appreciate it, and Chairman Crisp has this presentation.
Surely don't know what else I could add that Mr. Hayes said. But I will say it's always important to have our community involved in making sure that they're involved in our schools, and particularly alumni associations take a big part of that. So thank you all for what you're doing. I'd like that to present that to you. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the board, we have a few good news announcements that we would like to share with you. First, we would like to congratulate the 26 students in the class of 2026 who earned valedictorian or salutatorian honors. The students were recognized during high school graduation for their commitment to academic excellence, and we have information about our valedictorians and salutatorians on our website. In addition, one senior, Madison Watson from Highland School of Technology, she was recognized at her school's graduation for having 13 years of perfect attendance, and she received a plaque from the Board of Education for that achievement. And we would like to give a shout out to the class of 2026 on being awarded more than $36 million in scholarships from colleges and universities across our state and the nation. One final piece of good news for you. Our Academic Services Department coordinated a 2-day leadership conference for principals and assistant principals on June the 3rd and 4th at Stuart W. Kramer High School. The professional development centered around academic performance and student proficiency. The sessions were well planned, engaging, and beneficial, and they were designed to complement the Game On, the GCS Playbook for Leading, Teaching, and Learning theme, with emphasis on taking action in the new school year to improve student achievement at a higher level. We have a short video featuring one of our principals, Sean Hubers from Pleasant Ridge Elementary School, who shares his perspective on the Leadership Conference.
One of the things I appreciate about the conference now versus a lot of times that we would try to fit this into the days right before students come back, teachers come back, and there's 100 million things going on at that time. And so I feel like doing it now at the end of the year where we're able to reflect on the things that happened this past year, but also think about ways that we can get better for the coming year is a lot more advantageous and helpful. So we did this last year and then again this year, and I really appreciate it this time of year, which it helps going into the summer, which as a principal is when you do a lot of planning, you have time to reflect, and so doing it now gives us that time and space to reflect, make plans, so we're ready to go when our teachers come back and students come back. For me, as a principal, one of the things that I'm constantly thinking about is how can I grow as an individual, how can I get better, and then in turn, how can I make my school better? Being around your colleagues, reflecting on the year, taking just what these research-based best practices that we've discussed, and then thinking about my own leadership, reflecting on it, and then thinking about how changes that I need to make or want to make to improve our school, which ultimately will then help in turn Gaston County schools improve, is something that I try to do. For me, it was just all I had really known was my own school and how we improved, and I was happy with that. And it was good and encouraging too to hear some of the other schools and some of just the great improvements that so many of our schools have made. And then when you have a conference like this, it gives you the opportunity and the space to also talk to colleagues, to get ideas about what they're doing in their schools that they've seen good growth from, that are maybe things that we can incorporate or that I could incorporate at my school. So it's just a positive environment, this past year, and then looking forward to this upcoming year. I'm just super thankful for our district leaders and administration. I feel like they push us to get better, which I'm thankful for. They're encouraging, and at the same time, they challenge us to improve.
And Mr. Chairman, that completes our good news, but I do think that the superintendent would agree, following that video, that we have good news to come in the future about academic achievement. And we look forward to sharing that with you very soon. And that completes our good news for the month of June.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins, and obviously the board appreciates all the good news and all of the outstanding things going on in our district on a regular basis. I will say I think several of us had an opportunity to stop by the leadership conference. Very impressive, the level of input, participation, well planning. So I think staff and then of course all the principals and assistant principals who took it seriously and made it worthwhile, they deserve credit as well. I may or may not have some video of principals, assistant principals dancing into the final ceremony, so they might need to be aware of that. No, just kidding. But I had an opportunity to stop by for the closing ceremony as well, and it was absolutely a great event. So I thank all the staff and all of our principals and assistant
Chairman.
principals for making. Yes.
I would also like to say, I want to thank our sponsors. That was a 100% fully sponsored event. So professional development is absolutely important, but we couldn't have done that without our sponsors. So thank you to all of our sponsors.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Smith. All right. Next on our agenda is our classroom moment, and that's going to be led tonight by Dr. Shannon Hullett, who will be talking to us about our summer reading camp.
All right. Good evening, Chairman Chris, Vice Chair Cherry, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Huchard. Our classroom moment tonight will highlight the 2026 Elementary Summer Reading Camp. Summer Reading Camp is mandated and funded by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction through specific allocations, and that fund is PRC 085. These funds are strictly designated for literacy intervention to improve early childhood proficiency and to support the science of reading. Summer Reading Camp is a requirement. It's outlined in the Excellent Public Schools Act of 2021. The law defines reading camp as an additional educational opportunity that takes place outside of the regular 180-day instructional calendar. And the purpose of reading camp is to provide targeted support for students who need additional reading instruction to strengthen literacy skills and improve their reading proficiency. To meet the state requirement, students must receive 72 hours of reading instruction, and it must be delivered by licensed teachers who have demonstrated success in improving student reading outcomes. This ensures that the students receive that high-quality, evidence-based instruction from educators who have a proven track record in supporting student growth. Summer camp is offered to rising third and fourth graders, as well as some of our fourth grade transitional students, and it's based on their middle and end of year reading data. This year, we had 982 students who registered to attend summer camp. Summer camp started June 8th, so we're well on our way into summer camp. We're in our second week. It runs through June 25th. We have 6 sites this year, and this is a great opportunity for 6 of our assistant principals to grow their leadership skills. They are leading our summer camp sites at the schools that they have been assigned. So now is the fun part where you get to see a glimpse into what students get to experience during summer camp.
So summer reading camp is very different than the school year. We use data from the schools, and we design and develop a program that's unique to each student. When we give them intense reading instruction in small group, whole group, as well as one-on-one.
With summer, you want to prevent that summer slug or that losing of their the skills that they obtained while they were, all school year long. Also, you want them to be able to build a stronger confidence within their reading abilities with a different set of teachers. They're having fun while they're doing it.
We have 2 days of professional development, which gives us time to look at the data. So we will know how to plan for working one-on-one with the students, working small group with the students, and then how to work whole group with the students. We do work on some intervention pieces such as SPIRE, which helps with the phonological awareness for the children, and it's just like a stepping stone. It builds on letter sounds, blending, fluency, the comprehension piece.
The smaller class sizes help out a lot. When students are in a smaller classroom setting, plus an extra set of hands that allows for gaps to be filled, even better.
We have student days, theme days where we do dress ups, we read special books based on the topic. And one of the unique things about summer camp is we have enrichment clubs. We have things like STEM, art, enrichment, engaging activities.
Mr. Goodson is doing like a Minecraft themed club. We have where Ms. Morris is doing some computer games.
Between our daily theme, the extra stories, the partnership with the Gaston Public Library, as well as clubs and the different things our teachers do in the classroom, it really makes it feel different
than a normal school day. So all the things like school, we just put that focus on doing the little things a little bit different, offering some enrichment and engaging activities, and focusing on the intense reading instruction.
And when you can hone in on what their specific needs, and when you see that they get it, it is so rewarding. And it truly is. And they finally think, oh, I can do this. And that means a lot.
We're having fun under the sea at summer camp.
So we are growing readers in Gaston County Schools. So it's an exciting 12 days. Thank you for letting us share a little bit about it.
Thank you. I think Ms. Cherry had a question.
Dr. Allett, how many children are we servicing?
We track attendance every day, and we were right at 601 today.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Shannon, for that. And we are, it's great to see how much we're pouring into our kids in the system, and we thank everybody for all the hard work that they are putting into our children to make sure they are successful. Next on our agenda is public expression. At this time, the board would like to hear comments from citizens about public concern related to the school system. Our board policy sets aside 30 minutes for our regular meeting for citizens to address the board. Before we hear from the public, let me outline the rules and procedures. Citizens wishing to make comment who have completed a request to speak form prior to the beginning of the meeting will be recognized by the chair and then requested to step to the microphone to make their comments. Citizens will state their name and address for the record. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Members of the board do not respond to public expression during the public comment period. Public expression does not allow for comments on confidential or personnel matters. Speakers who wish to give materials to the board will hand them to the board clerk, which is Ms. Beck. And the chair will rule on all points of order during public expression. Tonight, our first speaker is Brittany Elkin.
Brittany Elkin, my address is on file with the clerk. 3,700. That is the average view count for the last 3 Board of Education meetings. Before that, 609. Something has shifted. The community is paying attention. I want you to ask yourself why they weren't engaged before now. I think many people simply didn't know what was happening. And I know that you think you make information available to the public, but making information available and making it accessible are 2 very different things. People could feel that something was wrong, but we couldn't quite put our finger on it. We know more now. We are paying attention now, and we are asking you to do something different. We are asking you to be transparent, and we are asking you to listen to us. Listen earnestly to educators and community members. Listen because the people closest to the problem are often closest to the solution. You had an opportunity tonight to do something different, and with the agenda amendment, maybe you are. If closing a school is truly the best solution, then show this community that every other solution was considered first. Show them that you heard their concerns, took them seriously, and explain why you reached a different conclusion. Over the last few months, I've come to respect some of you sitting up there through candid one-on-one conversations. I've watched some of you begin to break the mold. I've seen some of you speak up when it might ruffle feathers, and that's exactly what people want. The voters of this county do not want politicians who simply maintain the status quo. We want public servants. We want leaders who care about doing what's right more than remaining comfortable, protecting political relationships, or following broken traditions. The day after the last meeting, social media exploded with support for Jana Smith. They praised her for acting on that nagging feeling that something wasn't right. People didn't punish her for speaking up. They rewarded her for it. And that reaction should tell you something. This community is hungry for honesty. People are tired of excuses. They're tired of carefully crafted explanations that avoid the hard truth. They're tired of watching leaders say privately what they're not willing to say publicly. And if we're honest, what we're experiencing right now didn't happen overnight. It is the result of years of the same decisions, the same habits, and hoping for different results. And while that's difficult to acknowledge, there is one advantage to reaching a breaking point. It creates an opportunity to rebuild. The question is whether you will rebuild using the same blueprint that got us here, or whether you'll have the courage to build something better. We are advocating for the funding, and when we are successful, we don't plan to go away. We plan to continue advocating. Thank you.
Mackenzie Drum.
Good evening. My name is Mackenzie Drum and my address is on file. Today I stand before you as a mother, a substitute teacher, and a proud product of Cherryville Schools. I'm a mother of 3 boys, a rising 10th grader, a 6th grader, and a 4th grader, who I guess is not going to find out where he's going to be at school next school year. I trust all of Cherryville Schools with my kids because my parents did with me. I attended Cherryville Elementary from 1997 to 2002. More than 20 years later, many of the same challenges still exist. There may be fresh paint on the walls, but our schools still continue to do more with less. Despite that, Cherryville remains strong because of its people. We are a tight-knit community that shows up for one another. I know without a doubt that if one of my children needed help, I could call any teacher at any of our schools and they would keep them safe until I arrived. That kind of trust is something special, and it is not something you find everywhere. As a substitute teacher, I have the privilege of working in the same schools I once attended. I see firsthand what our teachers do every day, and they go far beyond teaching. They comfort children, encourage them, and celebrate their successes and support them through their struggles. Since I was a child, I have always wanted to be a teacher, and I truly feel it is my calling. Since I started subbing, many people have encouraged me to continue my education and become a licensed teacher, but if I'm honest, I'm hesitant. Not because of the students and not because of the work, but because of the current state of our school system and the way that our educators are treated. At a time when we should be encouraging people to enter this profession, we are questioning whether they should. That is why I'm speaking tonight. I believe our teachers have been let down. They have not received the respect or the support they deserve. Decisions are being made about our schools, yet many of the people making those decisions have not spent time in our classrooms. When was the last time any of you sat inside of a classroom? Today's school faces challenges that are very different from those of the past. Our teachers are being asked to do more than ever before, and they continue to show up for our children every single day, and our students deserve schools that receive the attention and investment that they need. Our teachers deserve to be heard, respected, and supported, and tonight our community has been let down again. Teachers are leaving this meeting uncertain about their futures. Students are leaving uncertain about where they will go to school, including my own, and families are left with more questions than answers. How is that good for our community? Our children deserve better, our teachers deserve better, and Cherryville deserves better. And I will always stand up and support our teachers and our students. Thank you.
Heather Holt.
My name is Heather Holt, and my address is on file with the clerk. I'm adding a little bit to my speech tonight. We are disappointed that the board chose to delay this decision. The students, staff, and citizens of Cherryville have waited patiently, spoken clearly. Our children are not bargaining chips, and they deserve certainty, stability, and a decision based on what is best for their education and their community. We will lose educators and students over this decision tonight. People keep asking me why I'm advocating so hard to keep Beam open when I don't have a child that age. The answer is I have 8 children that age. Max, Thea, Charlie, Bill, Drake, Joey, Colin, and Dalton. I'm a table parent for these 4th and 5th graders at my church. I sit with these kids every week. I hear them laugh. I hear them open up. I see just how much they need consistency. That is stability and the sense of being known. And that makes me think of home. For most of us in this room, when we hear the word home, we think of something warm, safe, steady, a place where you are known, a place where you matter. But the truth is, not every child has that. For some of our children, the only place they feel safe is when they walk through the doors of their school. It's the only place where someone looks them in the eye and calls their name. The only place where someone notices if they're struggling. The only place where they can take a breath and just be a kid. And in Cherryville, our schools are home. Our teachers don't just teach lessons, they build trust. They create belonging. They see each child for who they are, and they meet them right where they are. They nurture them, sometimes in ways that may be happening for the very first time in that child's life. They know what some of these children are carrying, the things that they face in the world, and they show up every single day to be a steady, safe presence in that child's life. That's what makes Cherryville special. We take care of our own. You can feel it in our classrooms. You can see it in the way our community shows up. And I thought you could feel it in this room tonight when I wrote this speech. They are not a budget item. These are children who need a place that feels like home. And when we talk about closing beam, we aren't just talking about shifting buildings and adjusting capacity. We are talking about disrupting that sense of home. I know the decisions you make are difficult. I truly do. But I ask you from the bottom of my heart, please remember why we are all here. We are here for the children. We are here to protect them, and closing beam is not protecting them.
Jamie Sherrill.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Jamie Sherrill, and my address is on file with the clerk. I am here tonight as a concerned parent serving for 2 consecutive years as Beam Intermediate's PTO president and a member of the Cherryville Education Alliance. I want to respectfully speak about the timeline of events and why many parents are concerned. On March the 2nd, 2026, we had a PTO meeting at Beam Intermediate at 6 p.m. At that meeting, we were told by Principal Whitesides that the superintendent's office had received our letter regarding concerns about the student access to the gym, and that we should expect a response soon. Less than 48 hours later, on March the 4th, 2026, families received notice that Beam Intermediate was being considered for potential closure. Our original concern was not about closing schools. It was about our children's repeated lack of access to the gym for physical education. Parents felt that Beam students were not being given fair access to facilities located on their own campus. Beam Intermediate is located on the former Cherryville High School campus. The gym and baseball field remain on that campus, and Cherryville High School still uses both facilities, even though the new high school although the new high school has 2 gyms directly connected to its building. Because of the timing, many parents are left with serious questions and concerns. We are not here to attack anyone, but we do believe the community deserves transparency. When a parent group raises a concern about student access to facilities and then days later the school is placed under potential closure consideration, it creates the appearance that those concerns may be connected, especially since the athletic director of Cherryville High School is married to an assistant superintendent at Gaston County Schools. That is why we have been repeatedly asking the board to clearly explain the reasoning, timeline, and decision-making process behind Beam being considered for closure, especially since it has never been mentioned in prior feasibility studies. Parents should feel safe speaking up for their children without fear that their school could be negatively impacted for doing so. Beam Intermediate matters to this community, our students matter, and we are simply asking for fairness, transparency, and open communication going forward. Sadly, all our questions and concerns have gone unanswered. We were looking forward to finally resolving this matter this evening and pray that you make the right and fair decision for our students. Thank you for your time.
Ella Sherrill. Hang on a second, Ella. Can somebody help her with the microphone, please? Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, board members. My name is Ella Sherrill. My address is on file with the clerk. I just finished 5th grade at Beam Intermediate, and I'll be going to middle school next year. I'm on Math Masters and Battle of the Books, and I am proud to be on the A Honor Roll. I'm here tonight to ask you please do not close my school. Beam has been the perfect place to help students like me transition from elementary school and get ready for middle school. It gives us a chance to grow, learn more responsibility, and become more confident before taking that next step. The teachers at Beam care about us. They help us learn, they encourage us, and they make us feel supported every day. This school has helped me grow, not just as a student, but as a person. Please think about the students who still need Beam the way I've needed it. Thank you for listening.
That concludes our public expression for the night, and the board does appreciate all the comments from the citizenry. Next on our agenda is the approval and correction of minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the May 18th regular meeting and the July 11th public hearing. June 11th. Mr. Ramsey on the motion, second Ms. Smith. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Next, we have our committee reports. First is our Operations Committee, and that committee is chaired by Mr. Brent Moore.
Mr. Chairman, Doc Cherry is going to give that report.
Okay. The Operations Committee met in the Radio Center on Monday, June the 1st. The committee consists of Chairman Brent Moore, myself, Lee Dedman, and Todd Kinlaw. Superintendent Huchard presented information regarding the district's consolidation updates and initiatives intending to maximize resources, reduce duplicate personnel, and achieve cost savings throughout the districts. HR report. Executive Director of Human Resources Beth Suber updated the board on current staffing, vacancies, and reduction in force, or RIF. A retirement celebration is scheduled for June 24th at the Camelot Meadows in Belmont. This event will be supported by community sponsors to facilitate the proceedings. Accountability updates. Chief Accountability Officer Kelly Cunningham and Associate Superintendent Tanya Kales presented the early results and highlights of the 25-26 EOCs. The preliminary data showed early indicators of growth and success. Operations update. Assistant Superintendent of Operations Bessie Harvey presented the following updates from the Operations Department regarding summer preparations for the upcoming school year, including progress on the sale of the Teacher Resource Center, or TRC, with an appraisal agreement nearing completion and a property sale sign expected at month's end. School Nutrition also outlined its summer feeding program, which we heard about tonight, which will provide meals through community sites, school locations, take-home meals distributed centered throughout June and July. Risk Management Specialist Rebecca Dangler presented the property and liability commercial insurance renewal, including coverage details and costs, with a renewal taking effective July 1, 2026. This item will be on the consent agenda tonight. Proposed tuition rates for students living out of county or out of state for the 26-27 school year were introduced by Superintendent Huchard. The proposed incorporated a comprehensive cost analysis to verify that educational standards remain upheld for non-resident students. This matter is also slated to be included on the consent agenda tonight. In addition, the following contracts were discussed by the committee and are recommended for approval on the consent agenda. They are school nutrition bid approval, amendment to Zone 6 lawn care, Belmont Central intercom replacement, Catawba Heights intercom replacement, Chavis Middle School chiller replacement, Cherville Elementary intercom replacement, Hunter Huss Upper B abatement, Kaiser Elementary intercom replacement, Landscaping Services Zone 4, Final Site website and communication platform. And all will be on the consent agenda tonight. The next Operations Committee meeting will be held on Monday, August the 3rd, and that's Operations report.
Thank you. Next is our Curriculum and Instruction Committee, and the chair of that committee is Mr. Jeff Ramsey.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, A.M. Stevens is going to provide that report
Thank you.
tonight.
The Curriculum and Instruction Committee met at the Rader Center on Monday, June the 1st. The committee consists of Chairman Jeff Ramsey, Robbie Lovelace, Jana Smith, and A.M. Stevens III. Our agenda discussion included the following: the Human Resources Update, Consolidation Update, and Accountability Updates as were previously reported from the Operations Report. Student Support Updates, Director of Student Assignment Susie Bradley updated the board on the Choice Program lottery statistics for the 2026 and the 2027 academic term, encompassing the total volume of applications, available lottery slots, finalized enrollment, and the remaining waitlist figures. CTE grant application. Dr. Brian Denton briefed the board on the 2026-2027 CTE grant application and the planned use of funds. He also provided an overview of projected planning allotments and federal Perkins funding for the upcoming school year. This item will appear on the consent agenda for approval. Catapult Learning Contract. Associate Superintendent for Academic Services Tanya Kells presented information regarding a contract with Catapult Learning, utilizing state 069 disadvantaged student support as a funding source. This initiative will provide intensive math tutoring for 7th grade students. The program is set to be continued at 2 sites, W.C. Friday Middle School and Holbrook Middle School, if approved. This item will appear on the consent agenda for approval. The next Curriculum and Instruction Committee meeting will be held on Monday, August the 3rd.
Thank you. And finally, our Policy Committee report, and the chair of that committee is Ms. Dot Cherry.
Ms. Smith's going to read the report.
The Policy Committee met at the Radar Staff Center, Development Center on Monday, June 1st, 2026. The committee consists of Chair Dot Cherry, myself, Jana Smith, and A.M. Stevens III. The committee reviewed the following policies: Policy 3230/7370, Technology Responsible Use; Policy 3430, School Improvement Plan; Policy 4200, School Safety; Policy 4342, Student Searches; Policy 5071, Electronically Stored Information Retention; Policy 6220, Operation of School Nutrition Services; Policy 7130, Licensure. The committee also initially reviewed Policy 4381, Student Code of Conduct, and Policy 9300, Naming of Facilities. 3 of the policies reviewed on the consent agenda with recommendations by the Committee of Revisions for the full board approval: Policy 4200, School Safety; Policy 5071, Electronically Stored Information Retention; and Policy 7130, Licensure. The remaining policies are still under review, and the next Policy Committee meeting will be held on Monday, August 3rd, 2026 at 4 o'clock.
Thank you, and thank you to all the committees for all your hard work and making sure we get the work of the schools done. Next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Mr. Moore, second Ms. Smith. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor? That's unanimous. The consent agenda is approved. Next is our superintendent's comments. Dr. Hushar.
Chairman Chris, members of the board, it is good to be with you all this evening. I do have several announcements I'd like to share with everyone. A few weeks ago, it was wonderful to take part in and witness our seniors cross that stage in graduation from their high schools. We had the privilege of hosting 15 ceremonies that featured more than 2,000 students proudly receiving those diplomas. And I know everyone joins me in extending a heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2026, and we wish every graduate much success and best wishes as they continue their journey. I wanted to share with you all that Chairman Chris, Vice Chairman Cherry, and I were honored to speak last week to this year's Commissioner's School of Excellence Movers and Shakers group. And that happened earlier this month, actually. They represented Gaston County students well, and we were impressed by their questions, their interest in leadership, and they as students. We are thankful to our county commissioners who continue to support the Commissioner's School of Excellence. As you all know, and you saw in a video, we held our leadership conference for all of our principals, assistant principals, and leadership on June 3rd and 4th at the Stuart Kramer High School facility. The purpose of the conference is to close the academic school year and to begin the planning for the next year. I want to say a big thank you to our academic team for going above and beyond for this year's event. Our principals told us it was meaningful learning for them that will truly enhance teaching and learning in their schools. We are extremely excited about our upcoming achievement results, as someone alluded to earlier, and we're already working hard for next year. Excellence never rests, and neither does our academic team. So thank you to all those who made that powerful 2 days of learning happen. Gaston County Schools is hosting a job fair on Wednesday, June 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Gaston County Public School Library in Gastonia. This is for people who are interested in teaching in middle and high school levels, as well as school nutrition workers and bus drivers. With retirements and resignations, we have jobs open for the 26-27 school year. And I'm happy to say that all but 4 of our employees that were part of the reduction in force earlier in the year were offered employment. Our HR department worked hard to support our employees and did an excellent job working through this difficult time with them. And as you all know, we have transitioned to our summer work schedule for both schools and central office locations. So Monday through Thursday, we are open from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. to serve the public, and we are closed on Fridays. Our summer schedule will be in effect until Friday, July 31st, and we will observe Independence Day holiday on Thursday, July 2nd, with our schools and central offices both being closed on July 2nd and July 3rd. And finally, we would like to remind everyone that new school student enrollment and kindergarten registrations are ongoing throughout the summer. Parents have the option to register online, which we highly recommend to avoid the rush before school starts on Wednesday, August 12th, and that date will be here, of course, before you know it. So, Mr. Chairman, Board of Education members, thank you, and that completes my comments.
Thank you, Dr. Huchard. And as we close tonight, I would like to thank everyone for their support of the Gaston County Board of Education and particularly the Gaston County Schools. Again, congratulations to all of our 2026 graduates. We hope everyone has a safe, enjoyable, and relaxing summer, both students and staff. And we, again, certainly appreciate the support of the school system. At this time, we'll need a closed session. Before that, our next regular board meeting will be held on July 20th, 2026. And we do need a closed session. Ms. Cherry?
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, I have some remarks before we go into closed session. Do you mind?
Okay, go ahead.
Before I speak, I want to make it very clear. I'm speaking on the platform of this board, but I'm not representing the members of this board in its totality. I'm simply using this stage as I have seen other boards do and speaking my piece where I rightfully can. With pride and conviction, these words were uttered. We give 30% of all property tax to our schools. This is a smoke and mirrors game. Say a high number and it sounds good, right? Property taxes make up only 33% of total revenue for the county. So to clarify this, education gets 30% of 33%. And that is not all for Gaston County Public Schools. There's a portion of that that goes to our college. That number includes the college as well, but again, very small portion. If we were in line with other counties, education would be funded around 25% of total revenue. Big difference there. So of course, a high number for a small portion sounds wonderful. In spirit of numbers, I plan to share a few more tonight with pride and conviction. Also, I plan to clear up a few issues and call out a few more. The commissioners have continued to overstep their authority by passing motions on their floor to direct this board, the Board of Education, into committees that they have stated have never taken place before. I will call out this false statement now. We have had a joint meeting. I actually talked about it in my last speech, and that meeting was held on April 1st at the Gaston County Administration Building on the 3rd floor, conference room 3A. This meeting was titled Special Meeting, Budget Work Session. To share more details, I went to the county website to find that over a year later, the minutes are still being finalized. Again, the commissioners seem to think that we work for them and they have authority to direct us, chastise us, and we're supposed to curtsy and just take it. Just being a partner, start being a partner, and I truly ask that you treat others, including this board, with professionalism and honorability because you are a representation of your voters, and that can be forgotten when the thought of authority and superiority floods one's motives. Again, I'm speaking from a place of accountability, and when statements from the commissioners insinuate we have misused funds, I will stand up and answer their comments directly and with confidence. We have been underfunded and we brought in a very reputable outside audit team to prove that that was the case. But that was overlooked when the comments were made. However, we knew the end of our rope was fast approaching, and we did what we could to make the system run to the best of its abilities. Again, we found ourselves talking about the same narrative we did in April 2025 that led us to, again, pleading, making drastic changes to make ends meet. Yet, we are met by the county empathizing with our reduction of workforce. How is 13 people being cut comparable when the county has over 160 employees making six figures and the county has half the employees as the schools? Keep in mind, I'm going to use some numbers from 2025. The county employees are roughly 1,500 employees total. 2 people make over $300,000. 12 people make over $200,000. 17 people make over $150,000, and 41 people make over $125,000. These headcounts alone, not including the rest of the 88 making over $100K, total 72. This might be higher now since these numbers, again, are from 2025. Double the employees and add on the responsibility of over 30,000 students, that's our schools. 0 people make over $300,000. 0 people make over $250,000. 1 person makes over $200,000. 5 people make over $150,000, and 6 people make over $125,000. That totals 12 employees total. As a taxpayer, I want to understand this. I understand jobs that come with risk and require certain skill sets should have higher pay scales. I honestly do. I'm only shining a mirror back on the same questions that have been asked for us to explain. We faced our issues. We made drastic, swift changes, yet the county seems to have forgotten their same shortfallings and same costly mistakes, to which no action was taken. But when we came to beg for financial support, their chests grew proud and the spotlight was bright on that big red S on their chest and how it was unanimous because our schools matter. Do they matter when you look like heroes, or do they matter all the time? That's the question I ask. But here we are again with a list of demands to bring conversations surrounding our budget needs to only one commissioner for this motion-approved budget committee by the commissioners. Again, we are being asked to prove our needs, and this most recent list of requests from the commissioners seem to allude to what is the bare minimum needs. I would also like to highlight a few bully tactics so that the public can be on guard. Commissioners have made joking comments that people should stop emailing them or they would not see a dime of money. When acting on their requests, some have backpedaled and asked for us to push back changes and have stated they won't fund schools if we don't push it back for another year. How is funding schools properly becoming leverage? That's a shame. Have played the bully game by posting on social media with vague and confusing posts that suggest errors and missteps by the schools. Commissioners have stated to the media that the board has always had their ear, yet text messages prove otherwise, even though our phone numbers are publicly published. The commissioners have chosen to ask for calls via Facebook and have dodged accountability. Facebook seems to be a place for public rants on Facebook to call for us to step down from our seats over making financially sound decisions that commissioners could not understand in the moment, nor did they ask for clarity. Why can't humility or an apology be a topic on Facebook? So the bullying is still alive and well, and I will use your words, the same as the commissioners. You've always had my ear, and you can call me anytime. My number's listed. The goal might be intimidation, but I'm not afraid or backing down from bullies, and I'll continue to call out what is blatantly wrong. Think about your actions and do better. Without further delay, here are the numbers submitted by the state that will submitted to the state that will hopefully perk the ears of the community and drive accountability to the ones that can right the ship. Have you ever had this thought? If we've had so much development, why do we still have these problems with the schools being an afterthought? I would like to thank HIL, our hired auditors, in advance. Thank them for combing our books, reviewing all angles, and shining lights on new ones with public record forms that were not so easy to find. The information highlighted on the NC Treasury page is a telling story that we have had growth in Gaston County, but priorities have not changed. This continues to be a choice by the county commissioners. We keep treating the symptoms and not fixing the root in Gaston County. From 2021 to 2025, the county has increased their revenue by 83%. It's almost double from 2021 to 2025. The numbers tell us that over a span from 2021 to 2025, the county has increased the following: 40% increase to general government, 40% increase to public safety, 30% to human services, and salaries and wages for the county employees increased by 32%. County operation expenditures increased by 48%, and public schools were increased by 5%. Now, let's give credit where credit is due. For the buildings that are maintained to support for the buildings that are mandated to be supported by the commissioners slash the county, they increased the capital expenditures by 51%. If you approve growth, approving the funds to keep the buildings functional is logical. But remember, we do not have the money to pay the people to enter those buildings. Also keep in mind that over 58% of our buildings are over 50 years old and are in need of constant repair. So just like many parents that have stated at our meetings, they will not be backing down until change is made. And I can say the same thing is true for me. Change is required. Thank you.
Ms. Cherry.
Mr. Chair,
Ms. Cherry. Ms. Lovelace.
I just have one comment to make. Not that I disagree with any of the facts that were just read, but it was unbeknownst to me that we could make statements that are not on the agenda during the board meeting
So members have the ability to speak anytime they'd like to.
about any topic we need to.
For the most part, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will remember that in the future. Thank you.
Ms. Cherry.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we go into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A 3 and 6 for consultation with attorney and personnel.
We have a motion. Mr. Moore, second. Mr. Ramsey, any discussion on closed session? All in favor? We are in closed session. All right, we're back in open session. Dr. Huchard.
Thank you, Chairman Chris. I would like to recommend the following for assistant principals' four-year contracts: Wahiba McCray, Alice Ballard, Treva Boone, Kelly Brown Thompson, Catherine Cochran, Stephanie Crump, Stephanie Denton, Charlotte Friday, Shante Hinkle, Logan McGuire, Emily Morton, Akara Patterson, Gloria Powell, Andrea Thompson, and Kathy Withers.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Kinlaw on the motion, second Mr. Stevens. Any discussion on a assistant principal contract for 4 years for those folks? Hearing none, all in favor? And those are approved. Dr. Huchard?
Thank you. I'd like to recommend the following for a principal four-year contract: Stacy Bradley, Glenn Cook, Kelsey Elms, Mariah Harvey, Melissa Nick, Nicole Lawson, Anna Miller, Allison Ryan, Matt Reichard, Courtney Williams, Rebecca Wilson, and William Winston.
Like to make a motion?
Motion by Ms. Smith, second by Ms. Cherry. Any discussion on four-year principal contracts for those folks? Hearing none, all in favor? And that's unanimous.
Thank you. And one more, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to recommend Mary Clark for a two-year principal contract.
I'd like to make a motion.
Mr. Stevens, second Mr. Kinlaw. Any discussion on Ms. Clark? Hearing none, all in favor? That is unanimous. That concludes our business for.
Let me share one other thing, Mr. Chairman. That means Mary Clark will be the principal at North Belmont Elementary School, Stephanie Gust, Kaiser Elementary School, and Jennifer Lancaster, who is retiring in October.
Thank you, Dr. Huchard. That does conclude our business for tonight. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Mr. Kinlaw, second Mr. Stevens. Any discussion? All in favor? We are adjourned.